Hey everyone, welcome to the sChampion podcast. This podcast is for the ladies and for anyone who wants to take control of their life, take action, create actual steps and plans to get the life that they want and the life that we deserve. This is going to be a community full of women and ladies that just want to get themselves together because we deserve the best. And in order for us to do that, we really have to do the work. No one is going to save us, and even if someone do save us, it does not mean they're always going to be there. So we always got to make sure we put ourselves in position to know that we're always going to be good. So that's what we're going to be doing at the sChampion podcast. So today's episode is going to be about the power of letting go. So I figured this could be a great episode, especially what's going on in today's society. A lot of people are at places that they don't want to be. They know they don't want to be there, but they continue to stay and they continue to tolerate it. It might be because they feel like they're stuck, they're mentally stuck, and they have to stay, or they might not have anywhere else to go. They don't know where else to go. This is what supports them. This is what brings home. This is what pays the bill, and they just gotta be there. They just gotta deal with it. But I'm here to say that you don't. We don't have to put up with anything that we don't want to do. And we've been seeing that since the pandemic started, with the great resignation, with people just quitting their job. I mean, some people are quitting good jobs. I mean, people are quitting jobs in the healthcare. People are quitting, I know the world was crazy when I saw that people were quitting 6-figure jobs in tech. I mean, look, I work in healthcare, so I understand leaving healthcare or education. There's certain jobs where it does not matter if you have a master's or if you're licensed in healthcare, they will still try to pay you pennies. I understand the burnout is crazy, and that's for another podcast going in detail with the healthcare industry. But when I saw that people in tech, the tech base is leaving, I'm like, well, where are y'all going to go? Because everybody in healthcare and education is transitioning into tech. They want y'all lives, so why y'all leaving too? But you know what? It's true luxury that the people who is in tech though could actually afford. Some of them couldn't afford to leave and take a little break to themselves because of the savings, because they're getting paid well. And a lot of other people who are leaving other industries that does not pay well, some of them are not even looking for jobs. They're just like, we're about to do Instacart, we're about to do Uber, and we're just going to get it that way. I'm buying back my time. When I want to do Instacart, when I want to do Uber, I could do it when I want to. I don't got to check in 9 to 5 and deal with all these people who don't even want to say good morning to me, So, letting go is very important. And the fact that, we're already seeing people doing it is great. It's a beautiful thing. But the thing is, it took a community of people to hear other people's stories and other people's experience to get encouraged to actually just let go. So what I'm realizing with letting go, some people are just scared, but that's why I love social media, because we could all encourage and uplift each other that, hey sis, it's time for you to go. You keep crying about this situation. You go home crying every day about how much you hate your job. You're crying in the morning. You're anxious. You got butterflies before you go to work. You're dreading going to work. These are all emotions and feelings that you only feel when it's time to go to work. But when it's Friday night or over the weekend when you're at home and relaxed, you don't feel those things. If you ever think about how you feel on a Tuesday morning when it's time to go to work versus how you feel on the weekend when it's time to wake up in the morning. It's two different feelings. Those things are not completely healthy to be feeling like that Monday through Friday. So that's why, we got to understand that, letting go and stuff like that, it's okay. It is okay. So, when it comes to letting go, it's about just allowing yourself to let go of something that is holding you back or just keeping you stuck and keeping you in a place that is no longer serving you. It doesn't always have to be work related. It could be friendships. It could be anything. It literally could be anything. It could be something as serious as work, as friendships. It could be about things that are in your house. You could just have a house full of just stuff and you don't even need it no more, but you just keep it there because you're tied to it. You have to let go because you have to make room for space for something new, something better, something more. In order to grow healthy, things do have to leave. It just have to. So we got to get into, let's let go of things that we know are no longer serving us. And like I said, we already understand why we don't let go of things. Sometimes it's comfortable. Like working at a job that, I hear people say, I'd rather stick with a job and know the devil that's there than going to a new job and playing with a new devil. That is just so toxic. It's like, is that how we want to live? Is that how you're choosing to live? You're living in fear. And if you're a Christian, we are not supposed to live in fear. To me, that sounds like you're scared. And I get it. Those type of thoughts you think can make you feel comfortable, but it's really just showing how scared you are to take that next step, to move forward. It is comfortable knowing that you're going to work every day, you're interacting with the same people, you can kind of already predict how your day is going to be, you already predict how people are going to react to you. It's very comfortable. But sometimes we got to go to uncomfortable places to get the true comfort. Sometimes we just have to. Look, I even when it comes to feelings and emotions, you know how if something happened to you and it's okay to be upset and sad about it or even angry about it. But then after a while, if you're still feeling those emotions and you're holding that in, you didn't take the steps to let it go, vent, you're just keeping all that stuff in, that's so not healthy. It's just not healthy. And also, like, you're probably keeping it in because it gives you comfort. I did that before. I have done that when something happened and it was really sad, but it just made me, it was weird. I felt comfortable about staying in my sadness. I felt comfortable about staying in my depression. And that's because I know all the steps I have to do to get out of that depression, to get out of that sadness. But I wasn't ready to do it. I know the steps, but I wasn't ready to do the work. And that's sometimes why people hold on to emotions that negatively impact them, because it's comfortable. It's comfortable but uncomfortable. No one likes to be sad and depressed. That stuff is very torturing, especially mentally and emotionally, because you're, with being sad and depressed, you're not there's no joy in that. You're not doing things that you used to do. You're not taking care of yourself. But in a weird way, it's almost comfort to like just be in that dark pit. Is one of the most saddest things to actually experience. But you got to work your way out. It takes time, but holding on for too long only damages you. And when it's time for you to do the work, sometimes it can make your journey much longer than what is needed. But of course, you got to take the mental health and emotional problems take more time than anything. And another thing with letting go is some people need permission. I needed permission to let go. I didn't know that's what I needed until it happened. That's the funny thing about when it comes to letting go. You know in your gut, like something's not right. You don't like it. You hate it. But you don't think about the change. Like you want it to change, but you just want it to go away. But the thing is, when it comes to that, sometimes in order for things to change, you have to be the change. It doesn't just fall off all the time. Like you literally have to make the change. And sometimes you need a person to give you permission of telling you, hey, I know you've been at this for a very long time and you did great, but it's not causing you any positive benefits to hold on to this. I think it's time for you to let go. Sometimes we just need a friend or someone to tell us that. But the truth is, our friends are usually, even if they're good friends, they're usually going to be the last person that tell you this. And that's only because your friends know you so well. They are loyal to you. They believe in you. They want you to win. So if you're, for example, if you have a business, I'll use me as an example. I had a beauty business, and I started this business when I was in undergrad, 2017. I put a lot of work into this business. I seen some success in this business, but it was my passion. Of course, my friends, they see all the work I put in. They see all the time, the money. They see the happiness, the hope. They want to see me win. But the thing is, I wasn't getting the financial support in this business. It became draining. I was putting more time, money, and effort into doing this beauty business, and I wasn't getting that back from the business. So I would pay to do all these cool ideas, and when it's time for me to launch the product, I would probably get just a little bit of customers. And it was hurtful. It was hard to know that you're a creative person, that you made a bomb product. People are telling you it's great in the comment sections, but no one is really paying for it. So I just put a lot in, but I didn't get anything back. So, of course, when your friends see that, they're going to tell you by default to keep going, to push through it. You got this. Keep promoting. Next launch, you got this. They're going to tell you that because they're your friend. They want you to win. They know this is your dream. But the thing is, when you talk to a stranger, a complete stranger, and tell them your situation was going on, they will probably be the one that give you permission that you didn't know you needed to let it go. It's going to be tough to hear, because this passion project or this thing you want it to be your business, someone just tell you to let it go. It's going to be hard, but they just gave you what you needed to move on to something bigger or something bigger and better. And that's what happened to me. I ran into somebody someone at my job, a new person at my job. I was sharing with them some of the things I do outside of work. And I was telling them the struggle of it, the problems I had. First the conversation started off really lovely, just sharing them the things I did, the success I had, my Instagram, the product. And then I was telling her the problems, like, hey, but I'm putting all this money in, or all my products are tucked in this corner, it's taking up space in my apartment. It's just in this corner. I brought all this stuff for all this inventory. Then this person said, well, maybe it's time to make a decision to either you're going to keep going hard at it, or you're going to just move on and try something else. When that person first told me that, I was shook, because I'm like, try something else? This is it. It's like if someone told Michael Jordan to try something else in basketball. But they did. And he did try some things. And he had success and accomplishment and stuff in that. But he had more success in basketball. Like when he did baseball. He did basketball. But he had more success in basketball than baseball. But I think he really wanted to do baseball, if I wasn't mistaken. But the thing is, with me, I've been wanting to do this beauty business since I was a child. I didn't even think it was possible for a person to have a beauty brand as a kid without needing a whole bunch of money, without needing a manufacturer. Thank God for social media, because now we could do and create anything. So when this person told me to, make a decision to move on and do something else, I'm like, what else? This is it. This is my passion. This is what I love. I adore. I'm good at. What else can I do? And this person also encouraged me to pray about it. And I'm like, God knows. He knows what I want to do. And, I let that person say what they said. I was hurt by it. And I just moved on. Not from the brand. But I took what that person said and just moved on from the conversation. Because I was like, man, she got some points there, but I'm not ready. So then I go back and I share with one of my friends, and they're like, they look a little sad for me, because they're like, man, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. So I give myself a deadline. I tell myself, if things are not popping at this time, I'm going to just let it go. And that's what I said. Did I believe? I don't know. I don't think I believe I was really going to let go, but that's definitely what I said. So I just sat in silence for that time, so I stopped like February 2021. I stopped posting, and I made it, and I stopped posting. I stopped working on the business. I stopped buying things. I wanted to sell what I had, but that was challenging itself. But I stopped even worrying about that, because the person told me, like, she was like, well, give it away. And I'm like, give it away? Oh my God. I'm like, at least let me sell at half price. But it was like, this person was very stern. It was like, either you do it or you don't. I took half of the advice. I still have the stuff. It's, I made sure I got rid of most of the stuff I didn't need, and I put things away. And I give it away occasionally, and sometimes, people want to buy it, like my family and friends, but I don't serve that business anymore. And who knows, it might come back around, but the whole thing is, I don't serve it no more at all. I do not. It's just tucked away somewhere. I threw out most of the stuff. And With that being said, so in 2020, started it in 2017, did a few relaunches. Last post was February 21st, and throughout that whole time, I just stayed silent. Meaning I didn't move. I let a whole bunch, because I'm a creative person, so I let a whole bunch of ideas come and go, come and go. And I didn't make a decision of what I wanted to do next. I always knew I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to be creative, but I just let things just kept going. And then I finally decided that this was the next business I was going to do. I made that decision December 2021, and I still stay silent, and then I launch July or June 2022. And since then, that business has been a success for me. I am fulfilled. It is much lighter and easier, not in regards to the work or the industry, but as in the support. I'm getting support. I'm getting financial support, benefit, and gain from this business. I'm serving the business, I'm serving the people, but it's serving me back. I put a few $1,000s in this business, and I have made that back and plus. That is what the power of letting go of something that doesn't serve you to make room for something else. That's what that does. That's why it's very important. And you could take that story with anything. It could be business, because a lot of us, especially a lot of us Black women, are entrepreneurs. Sometimes things work, sometimes things don't. And if it's not, and if you're in a situation like how mine was, you might got to make that decision. It's on you to make that decision. But you could take this story and apply it to anywhere in your life, in your business, at your job, with friends, your relationships, with bad habits. I remember I was on TikTok and I was scrolling through, and somebody's page caught my attention, and I left a comment, and their comment had said something like, when you holding on to things physically, it doesn't allow you to hold anything else. But once you let it go, you're able to hold on to new things and grab new things and open yourself up to new opportunities. That simple comment gave me permission to let go. The person at my job, the new coworker, like I said, it wasn't my friends that told me this. This was a new coworker who is now my friend, said this, gave me permission to let go. And they didn't even know it. So I hope my story is a sign, or it's giving you permission to know that you can let go of whatever that is not serving you. All right? Another thing, after the letting go experience, after I got awareness of it, I paid a close attention to the people who let go of things and to the people who hold on to things. And it's just crazy how I noticed that us Black people, we are so strong and we are so loyal, and we know we are so committed to the things that we do. It's so beautiful. We don't want to quit. When we start something, we finish. We go hard. We want to see things through. We want to see the outcome. Even when we know it's bad. Even though when we know it's not what we want. We stay in spaces a little too long than we have to. All because that's what we're used to seeing, and we're just used to seeing that. And like I said, you're only going to run into a few people that give you permission to let go, that tell you to let go. And I noticed this difference of small encounters with people from other racial groups. For example, I live in an apartment that I never thought would be my first apartment complex. I didn't really have much standards of what my first apartment was going to be. As long as it had a roof, a bed, some heat, AC, no roaches, I was straight. And then I met someone and their apartment was beautiful and I saw myself in it. And I literally called my boyfriend that next day, was like, hey, it's this apartment. This thing's beautiful. I can see myself living here. Let's do it. And that's exactly what happened. It happened. I didn't even have a job out here at the time, but it happened. I visually saw myself here, and it happened. But the thing is, I have outgrown this space, and that's fine. And I'm just waiting until it's time for me to move on to my next space. But the thing is, I remember I was going downstairs to pick up a package, and it was this person of another racial group. He was new, and he was having a hard time with figuring out this whole garage thing. And I interrupted, and I kind of gave him information about the garage situation to try to help him out. But before I interrupted, I heard him tell the front desk person, like, this isn't helpful, like, you're not, like, he was just making a whole big deal of something that was, to me, that I feel like is pretty simple to resolve, but he was making a big deal of it. And he was like, I just moved in here, but I'll move out. I'm moving out I'm gonna move out. And I was just like, wow. That gotta be like just thinking about how powerful that person is, of just knowing, like, hey, I'm upset about something. It doesn't matter how small or fixable this situation could be, but I'm not feeling it no more, and I'm gonna move. I'm gonna roll out. And I'm just like, wow, when you move into a place, you think about all the time and effort it took to look for an apartment or look for a place and move all your stuff in. And now you're talking about you want to move out, and you just got here, and now you got to think about looking for another place and moving out and just all the stuff you got to do. That's what goes in my mind. So that's why I stay at places, or had a problem with staying at places longer than what I need to, because you're thinking about all the stuff you put in to get there and all the stuff you got to do after. While with this person was just like, it is what it is. I'm not feeling it. I'm out. And I see a lot of people from this group of people, this racial group, do it. And we have different upbringings. We always had to fight as Black people, so that's why we do the things we do. But it's time for us to really just start living. And I realized I wasn't living, and I was just holding on to things because of the time and the commitment and the loyalty, after just seeing other racial groups just let things go so easily. I remember at the job I was at, is a lot of the people there are Black, and most of the Black people are not feeling the space. They're not feeling it. But the white people that come and they realize they don't like it either, they leave. They don't just sit there and deal with it and complain about it. They leave. And I just think those are some of the things that we as a community have to start telling each other, that it's okay. You don't have to stick it out. You hate that job. You don't like it. You're not feeling it. It's okay. Let's move on. Let's go look at your resume. Let's go apply for some other jobs. And the thing is though, as black people, we need someone to tell us it's okay. Because you go call your moms they gonna just tell you, especially, that generation is just gonna tell you it's okay. Stick it out. Remember your goal. Remember your plan. And those things are important. We do need a balance. But you also need that one person who's going to tell you it's okay to change, or at least let you explore, or give you permission to know that you could change, At least unstuck you. So, I just wanted to share my story, and I just really wanted to just let you know, about what I have seen with other racial groups, and just the power of knowing that you have at any minute that you could change. And I think that's just what I want to continue to share with people, that even if you don't do it right now, right away, that you do have the power to just go ahead and change when you want to, and it's okay. And a little funny, I guess, situation is like when I finally start keeping that quote in mind of letting go of things that don't serve you, for like different things that happen in my life. I like to play the Destiny Child song "Free." Even though that song is really about a relationship, but I like to apply that song and listen to that song anytime I'm letting go. It could be anything, because that song was just like, it's okay to feel free when my mind made up. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to that regardless, y'all. Go listen to it. Go stream that joint. Feel Free by Destiny Child. It's about relationship issues, but I'm telling you, that song be it. It be hitting for any situation, y'all. Job, whatever. And I guess now we got 2022 version, Break My Soul, so by Beyonce. So I think it's great. I definitely think it's great. But yeah, just make sure, you know, for the people who, don't know too much, like, everyone know about letting go, but for the people who just don't really think about how it could just apply to your life, or how you really need permission, it starts with just getting like awareness about the power of letting go, and knowing that receiving a permission is a gift. And you could receive permission of letting go from just listening to other people's testimonies, other people's stories, interacting with people on social media, because sometimes you might not get it from your friends and your family and things like that. So when you listen to a podcast or see a TikTok video on accident and there's a person discussing it, take time to listen to it, because, even if you don't need it right then and there, it might be just a seed that need to be planted in you. And I feel like we all need that seed to be planted within us, because it's very easy to feel stuck and alone. And you're not going to meet a lot of people that's going to give you that advice. So, making sure you have awareness and spreading that awareness to others is very important when it comes to that. Another way of, preparing yourself of letting go is, to make sure you pray to God, trust God, and being obedient to His word and what He's telling you to do. That really should be the first thing that you do. And I do believe when you get closer with God, I think I not that I think, I know that it really might be the only thing you need to do is talking to him and communicating with him. I know some people talk to God, they listen to God, then they go talk to their friend. And it's nothing wrong with that either. But I think it's just so beautiful when a person could talk to God, listen to God, and act on it, and don't feel like they need validations from other people, and to trust that what you and God, what He says is going to happen, or whatever y'all agreement is going to happen, or to have faith that He's going to find a way for you. It's very important. And some other things is like when you're ready to make that decision to let go, you got to do it. You got to let go. You make the decision, but you got to put action behind it. So whatever needs to happen, you literally got to do the work. You can't just say, yeah, I'm going to let go of this, but you still engaging with that. You still responding with that. That thing is still holding up space. You got to take action. And once you take action, you got to give yourself time to breathe, and you got to pray to God for guidance or whatever you let go. Because sometimes we're letting go not to just put something back in it. You got to talk to God, you got to pray for guidance, but you got to give yourself to just breathe. You just let it go. Let the oxygen come in. Let the blood start flowing. Let it breathe for a little bit. And just don't torture yourself when it comes to this, because the thing is, like, letting go, having things that you're holding on to, it's costly. It could cost you time, energy, money, and if it's not providing you mental, emotional, spiritual, or financial gain, you gotta let it go. And the thing is, like I said, you can't just, you gotta give it time before you just try to replace it. Kind of like when I think about my beauty business. I let it go. I sat, didn't do anything, and then I received something new. I don't know if it could call it replacement, or is it something new? Because what did technically, I guess, replace it, if you want to say, was 10 times better. So it wasn't just a replacement. I received something new, something better, something easier. The chemistry was there. And I'm just not talking about like business. I'm talking about even with anything else in life, with friendships. You might be in the toxic friend group, and then you decide, you give yourself permission to make new friends. And now you have, you ran into some people who vibe with you, speak light on you. Like I said, all this could just apply anywhere in your life. So I definitely want to just encourage you guys, to have a conversation with God and to just take an audit of your life. Most of you guys already know the things that you need to cut out, and you probably just haven't made a decision or take any steps to really, do what you guys need to do. But please, talk to God, take an audit, reflect, do a lot of reflection, and figure out, what is the next step for you? Where do you want to be at? Because I believe we are really supposed to live a beautiful life with abundance. And in order to do that, we have to let go of some things. Like, we really can't be hoarders. Sometimes people are just hoarding everything. We're hoarding friendships. We're hoarding jobs. We're hoarding old furniture and clothes. Even hoarding memories. It's okay. We can't be a hoarder, y'all. I remember someone describing like river flow, like water flow, basically saying like there's two different types of like water flow. We got water that just flows, and then you got like still water. And basically, like with a good water flow, bacteria comes in and bacteria go. And with still river, a bacteria just come in. It doesn't leave. It just grows. And then it become a place where animals can't live off. They can't feed off that. It just becomes toxic. It's polluted. And that's how I feel when it comes to being a hoarder. Hey, we gotta audit some things here. You know, even when look, I know this is about us as people, but even with jobs, you ever been at a job where there's been people there for like 30 years and the job doesn't grow, as in like it grows in size, it grows in customers, you know, but it doesn't grow as in the moral of the job, the values, the ethic of how you do things faster, efficient, smarter. You realize it doesn't grow. Why it doesn't grow? Because you got people who was at companies from the beginning and they're still there. It's nothing wrong. Like, if you love your job, then it is what it is. But it's no reason for, unless they're paying you well, I guess. But there's no reason, and I know this job is not, in this specific company I'm talking about, there's no reason why people should be there for that long of time. Those people should move on to better and bigger things as well, but also for the sake of the company. When you keep old things in, or older things in from the beginning, the business also cannot grow. And that's what I saw at one of my jobs. The company did not grow because they had people who was working there from the beginning, and they are still there. And their thinking process, the way they do things, they still want it to be the same from the beginning. So eventually, over time, especially if the company's not paying people well, the environment get toxic. It's the same people just being there. They're unhappy. They got beef with people who, because they was there when they was probably 25 and now they're there at 50 and they got beef. People angry. But the thing is, you're supposed to move on. Especially if you don't own the company, you gotta move on. So that's why I feel like with hoarding, we gotta let go, y'all. We gotta let go. And, we gotta make room for something new, for real. We do, we really do. And the thing is, when we let go, sometimes, you might not get it tomorrow. You might not get whatever you think your blessing is supposed to be tomorrow, the next day, a few years from now. Who knows when it's going to come? The whole point is that in order for you to even receive that, you had to let go you had to let go first. So in order to receive something new, sometimes you really do have to let go. And sometimes what you had couldn't go with you in the first place. It was taking too much room. There's no space for it, y'all. It cannot sit with us. So, just really remember that when you're taking these steps, that sometimes you just let go because you just had to. Sometimes nothing comes, and that's fine. And it's fine, because when you was holding on to this, it was causing you depression. It was causing you anxiety. It was causing you to be sad. It was causing you pain. It was costing you. So letting go is great, because you're just letting go of all that stuff that wasn't serving you anymore. So you might not get anything after, but you sure don't need to keep holding on to something that you don't need anymore, right? That's like if you're a kid and you learn what 1 + 1 is, and now you adult. Or if you're a kid and you learn math, you learn multiplication, you learn division. I'm talking about the basic ones, y'all, like the basic multiplication, not the hard ones. But let's say you learn the basic multiplication with the calculator. And now eventually you learn how to do that math problem without the calculator. But why would you, and if you know how to do this math problem without the calculator, this specific math question, why, as an adult, you're going to keep on, you already know the math answer to that question. Why are you going to keep on holding on to the calculator? The calculator is just taking up space now. It's taking up space in your purse. You don't need it. It's taking up space in your hand. You don't need it. You don't need it no more. So yeah, you let go. Yeah, you might not receive a new calculator, or you might not receive another device that replaces a calculator, but it's because you don't need that calculator in the first place, and it doesn't need to keep going with you to the next situation. It's no longer serving you to keep holding on to it. It's just taking up room. You don't need it. Just move on. It wasn't meant for you to keep taking to your next step. So that's why, it's just important for you to, either understand that you need to let go on your own, talk to God, maybe be around connected people that, that gives you, that gives you space, that gives you support and environment while you're doing it. But if you don't, it's okay. It's okay. All you need is God. And, you can always find groups or support groups if you need extra support on social media. But you gotta understand that you could do it. You gotta unstuck yourself. So I just want to, definitely let you know that I'm doing this podcast, She's Champion, because our goal is, like I said, to live a beautiful life with softness, love, success, and happiness. And in order to get those things, we have to compete. We have to become champions. We have to put work in to actually get the things that we want. If you want a happier life, you have to let go of things. And nobody could do it for you. Champions don't just vent, complain about their lives, or things that happen to us. We acknowledge our struggle. We do vent. We cry. We ask for support. We ask for guidance. But we also take action. And that's the most important thing. We do the work. You gotta do the work. You gotta do the work, y'all. And, I hope this touched people. I hope you guys, the people that feel like they need to let go of something in their lives that's no longer serving them, I hope you guys hear this podcast and just know that, this is a sign. This is a sign. So if you have a job, or if you have a career, or a business, or friends, or a relationship, or even your old habits, if it's just causing you pain, sadness, unhappiness, it's not doing anything for you, I'm giving you permission to know that it's okay to let go. It's okay to change directions. It's okay to pivot. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how much work, time, energy, or money you invested in this situation. Because when you choose to let go, you're choosing to invest back into yourself. That's the thing. We do things and we invest into others. My time, my energy, my effort, I put into something. That's the point. Is something. It's just something. It's an object. It could be a business. It's something. It's not me. I'm putting me into something else, and it's not helping me out. I'm helping it out, but it's not helping me out anymore. It's not doing it for me, And once you realize that it's going that way, cut it off. And when you cut it off, that means you're not pouring out anymore to things that's not serving you. You're not pouring out. You're not pouring out. That means you're keeping things within yourself. So you're investing back in yourself when you're choosing to let go. You're investing back into yourself by just deciding to stop something. Isn't that beautiful? To know that when you let go, you don't have to okay, well, I let go of this. I got to go now. I got to go pour into this now. Or in order to let go, I got to do this, and that. Just to know that you could just stop. And now you automatically get what you was pouring back into yourself. So it's like a double investment. That is beautiful, guys. That is so beautiful. And like I said with my podcast, She's Champion. It's about doing the work. We have to do the work. And in order to live a champion life of wins and success and happiness, we have to know and we have to do the work and cut out things that's not going to contribute to wanting love and happiness and success. We got to cut it off, you guys. So I appreciate you all for listening to the She's Champion podcast. Please share this podcast with your friends, your family, your loved ones, or anyone who you feel like need to hear this. And I'm going to work on creating a community so we can empower each other, learn from each other, take advice from each other, and make steps to actually do what we need to do to get there. Because this podcast, I want us to be a community to compete. And I don't mean to be masculine or the whole feminine journey situation to take away from that. I mean, She's Champion. We have to be competitors. We have to be competitive about our life. We want this. We have to go get it. We can't sit and wait for it. So we have to become competitors. And it's not masculine. It's not. It's being an athlete of your life. Being an athlete. Being in the game. This whole life is either you're going to win, lose. You're always going to do both. But it's about what will be your lifestyle. So I will be working. I'm going to, it's probably going to be up. I have a Facebook. It's going to be called She's Champion. Please join so we could get a community going and so we could work together, you guys. We deserve it. We all do. So thanks again for listening to this podcast, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.